YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on 5 boom or bust plays that you should be leaving room for in your lineups. So a lot of you have flex plays, right? I think you have to leave the flex play open for a guy that's a little bit volatile to get the upside to win the week. If you just go with targets and safetyness, it lowers your boom ability for your team, right? I'm willing to go and put in guys like that I'm going to mention on this video at certain spots, even at the tight end position, sometimes at the quarterback position, sometimes at the running back, any position. It could be the flex or it could be a certain position, but I want that upside to win the week. So, guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel on the way in. Yes, sir. I see you, Charlene. I see you, A1. What's going on? So with no further ado, guys, let's begin. The first guy that I believe that you should be making room for in your lineups to try to play this type of guy. Listen, if you have a guy that you like, this a boom guy, and I don't mention him, put it in the comment section, or you can apply the same science. But the first guy I want to talk about is going to be Christian Watson. Now listen, Christian Watson's been very volatile this year. I think he only had 2 good games. I probably didn't played him out of all the weeks that he's been healthy. I probably played him 75% of the time. And never looked at it if he cost me the week because I was looking for it to get the boom. I got it last week. Some leagues I didn't play him, but a lot of leagues I did. And I think y'all have to have that mentality in order to win. Don't think guys giving you 5 points, 10 points is going to lose you the week. Now, listen, if you need a safe play a safe play, and you got a good team, you don't have to go for the boom. If you already got Saquon Barkley and Travis Kelce and Lamar Jackson, you got these guys, you don't really need that. But a lot of you need some boom in your lineups because you have safe guys that they're not really reaching that 30-point, 40-point hit rate. So I believe Christian Watson can do that in any given game. That's why I like Christian Watson. A lot of you wants to, when I say I like Christian Watson, you want to put him against Romeo Dobbs, talking about who run routes and all of that. That's not what I'm saying. Romeo Dobbs is not going to catch no ball and take it 90 yards to the crib. He's not jump balling guys. Now, he's a great guy where he can get 8 targets for 75 yards in a TD or 2 TDs. That's what Romeo can do. He's a better route runner. Jaden Reed is kind of like Christian Watson. But I like these guys over safe guys on certain teams or for certain positions. So, yes, guys, pick up Christian Watson. Hold on to Christian Watson. Play him in the flex play over a safe guy. I don't know who that safe guy is. I'm not going to even go and try to predict who you could have at that position, but I think you have to play a guy like Christian Watson over a safe guy. All right, let's move on to another guy. The next guy I want to talk about, he's another wide receiver. It's going to be Jameson Williams from the Detroit Lions. And I like to play Jameson Williams. I'm playing Jameson Williams over guys like D-Hop. D-Hop got a great matchup. But D-Hop is no longer going for 30 point, 40 points. D-Hop is the 15 to 20 point guy on a good week. Jameson Williams could go for 30 points, 3 catches, boom. All of them, two of them for touchdowns. Now he a top 5 wide receiver. And then you want to know why you lost to that team that got Kirk Cousins at quarterback. They got Roschon Johnson at running back, Cole Kmet at tight end, and you got beat. It's because they had a boom player in their lineup and he covered up 2 of your guys. He outscored 2 of your guys put together. And that's why I like Jameson Williams going forward. Now I'm playing Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm playing Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs. I'm playing the same guys, but these guys got to be put into your lineup. These are league-winning guys. A lot of people don't understand that. I don't really know how else to break it down of why I put these guys in my lineup over guys that are probably trending as top 36 players. Christian Watson is not a top 36 player. Maybe this week he might be, but Jameson Williams hasn't been a top 36 wide receiver. But these guys are way better than 50% of those guys because of the boom potential, the way they play the game, the way their teams deploy their talents. All right, let's move on to another guy. This next guy is from the Indianapolis Colts, and it's Alec Pierce. Now, Alec Pierce, I drafted him when he first came out of the the rookie draft on my teams in Dynasty because I'm like, this guy, he's a good deep threat. And then this guy couldn't get open. Like, it seemed, I don't know what was going on. But it seems this year, he's unlocked all his potential. And to me, he's probably the most consistent wide receiver on his team. If you go back and look at it, I think he's got more points than Michael Pittman. I think he also has more points than Josh Downs total, not on a per game basis, but total. So if you playing AR is looking for that deep ball to Alec Pierce. That's deadly. If you got enough room on your team or you got a solid enough team, I would like to start Alec Pierce going forward for the rest of the year, as long as Anthony Richardson is playing quarterback because of that strong arm and his compatibility with AR and Alec Pierce, the compatibility between those guys. So put Alec Pierce in your lineup at the flex play wide receiver 3 for the boom ability. Let's move on to my fourth wide receiver. My fourth wide receiver is going to be MVS. What's going on, Ivan? What's up, bruh? MVS. Now listen, I'm not going to sit here and try to tell y'all I'm on MVS, but I got to acknowledge him because he's playing that role. He's got the Rashid Shaheed role and he's killing it. That's why I was high on Rashid Shaheed. But I don't feel great about MVS, but he got to be on this list because he's been killing the last 2 weeks. All he needs is a couple targets. The way this offense is designed is we running the ball with Taysom Hill, we running the ball with Alvin Kamara, and play action deep ball. And I love that type of system. I've been watching football for over 30-some years, and I like those type. John Gruden had that type of team. He play at, boom, over top of your head. That's how he beat Kansas City. He had a winning record against Kansas City because they would run the ball with Josh Jacobs and then play action and go throw over the top with a wide receiver, whoever that wide receiver was. It could have been Henry Ruggs. We know what happened to him. It could be any speed demon guy. That's why I like speed. I think the NFL is going into that right now. Like far as they getting less talented route runners and getting more physical specimens because it's kind of a cheat code. This guy here running a 4.3, 200 pounds. I can't stop him from running deep. He too fast. And if you throw it up high, I can't do anything like George Pickens. Like these guys are coming in the NFL. The deep ball is like the 3-point ball in basketball. It's taking over the game. So guys that can shoot is getting drafted higher than back in the day. When you just can shoot, you all right. You might be a 2nd-round pick. Now, if you can shoot threes, you like getting drafted in the top 10. Look at Connect, the guy that they drafted from the Lakers, dropping 30 points a game as a rookie. This is the way the game flows. Same thing with MVS, Alec Pierce, Jameson Williams, Christian Watson. They not the best pure route runners on their team, but that deep ball, they special at it. And the defenses can't really stop it. If they either got to choose to stop the run or be susceptible to the deep ball with this 6'4" guy who can jump, got a 40-inch vertical. So what do you want to stop? You got to choose whatever you're going to stop. So most of the time, people was trying to stop the run. All right. Last guy that I want to talk about before I get to the comments. Guys, I appreciate everybody being in here. Yes, sir. It's going to be Taysom Hill. Now, I'm telling you, I'm gonna share the video. 2 years ago, I made a video. I said Taysom Hill was gonna be a league winner. Everybody laughed at me. I know y'all always say, well, Titty, you always say everybody laughing at you. Okay, I'll go look at the comment section. Maybe it ain't a bunch of people, but I'm telling you, people do not like the way I said it, the way I pick my players. They don't like it, and I'm okay with that, right? That's why y'all are here. Y'all know I have a little special niche or whatever. But listen, Taysom Hill, guys, he's going to be a league winner, especially on a team like the way they lost like Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave's out. Taysom Hill is like a band-aid for that. Put me in, I can run the ball really well. We can just hit another team in the mouth, be more powerful than you, and then we can play action off of that or draw up different types of plays. And that's what makes Taysom Hill dangerous, and that's what they're going to do. He's the goal line running back. Now, Alvin Kamara is going to be fine. Don't trade Alvin Kamara. I'm talking about something a little different off the topic, but Alvin Kamara is going to be fine. But Taysom Hill, to me, is going to be getting a touchdown a game. Either he's going to catch one or throw one or rush for one. Then that, to me, makes him a top 5 tight end. So you have to leave room for these guys. If you start like, well, let me look at the analytics and let me let it make sense, because who's getting the targets and who's doing this, you're not gonna play Christian Watson then. You're not gonna play Jameson Williams. They ain't getting enough targets. You're not gonna play Alec Pierce. It's too herky jerky. You're not gonna play MVS. He only had 2 good games the whole season. Taysom Hill is gadgety. Is he gonna get the carries over Alvin Kamara? You got to make that decision from the beginning and say, I'm leaving this position right here open for somebody that can win me the week. I'm putting Taysom Hill in at the flex, or I'm putting Taysom Hill at the tight end position, or I'm putting MVS at the wide receiver position. Even though I got, let's say here, Michael Wilson, Ricky Pearsall, Cedric Tillman, I would probably want to leave room and play Alec Pierce or another type of boom guy. There's some other boom guys out here that I didn't mention. So hopefully y'all understand what this means and how this can help your lineups and gives you more of a winning opportunity. You can score more points. And most of the time, even if the guy plays bad, you got other players around that's going to support him and win you the week. If you go look at the top teams in the league, every single player ain't scoring high for them. They having players score like 5 points. But they don't matter when Lamar goes for 40 or Saquon goes for 40. Right? You're going to be covered. You're going to work. But when all of them hit and you get Taysom Hill going for 40 and Lamar go for 40, then you wonder why you won the championship. That's why. You didn't play it safe. You had the upside plays. All right. Okay, let's see here. Let's go through these comments and then we're going to get out of here. I don't want this video to be super long. Okay. There we go. We get to enjoy some college football today. Yes, sir. Okay. Charlene says, good morning, TD. I have a problem. Pacheco is on my RR slot. I have to open a spot for him, but all of my players are 4th quadrant players and studs. Charlene, I think you need to trade Pacheco. You might not agree, and that's just my opinion to try to help you out. I don't think Pacheco has the upside as some of these other guys. So I don't know your team, but I would trade Pacheco and get something for him, a guy, maybe a 2-for-1 deal, put a couple guys on my bench, and go ahead and play my 4th quadrant guys. Don't let Pacheco slow your process of your playing down to try to get him in there just because he's Pacheco on the Kansas City Chiefs. If you believe he's going to be a top 5 or top 12 running back, then yeah, you doing the right thing. You trying to get him in there. That's fine. But if he finishes anywhere outside, like he top 16, it's going to mess up your team. Top 16 is not good enough where you have to have this guy and he's going to be a league winner. Him getting 13 points on Kansas City is not going to help you, I don't believe. So I would try to trade him and go ahead and put my 4th quadrant players in there. Charlie says, if I dump one player, the managers may pick him up and use him. Facts. So you're going to have to make those decisions. That's why I said trade Pacheco for somebody that you don't mind putting on the bench. You're just going to have to choose the lesser of 2 evils. Which players that you feel great about. And it might be some of these boom or bust guys that you don't want them to get on the waivers because you know their potential. So you're going to have to make that call with Pacheco. That's why I don't draft certain guys, because I don't want them slowing my process down. Because some guys, it's like, where the name, like Chris Olave. You can't drop Chris Olave, but you can't play him. I mean, you play him, you're going to get 7-8 points. So all he doing is slowing your roster down. I don't draft Pacheco. I don't draft no Olave. There's a couple other players that I put in that lane. I'm just not drafting them. I didn't draft CMC because of what we saw. It wasn't in the middle of the season. Oh, well, he's hurt. No, I said it from the beginning. He just had too many carries. I don't trust it. And it hit that way. He got injured and he didn't play. And there was other people problems. My roster kept going. Everybody else kept worrying about what should I do with Mason? What should I do with Garendo? What should I do with CMC? And you slow your roster down. A lot of people who got CMC, they ain't winning. They probably ain't in a position to win the championship because they slowed their process down by waiting on Christian McCaffrey. I don't wait on players. Listen, I did wait on Tyreek Hill, but I built my team for that. I don't have anybody to replace him. I don't like playing matchups every week. So I usually have my bench people are weak because I don't want to play. Well, who I'm going to play, Tyreek or DK Metcalf? I don't have those problems. So I just had to put Tyreek in there. And then a couple times I took him out and put in like lower tier guys like Greg Dortch because Tyreek, it was just terrible. But so I just want to give context with that, right? Now, if you believe in Pacheco, you got to leave room for him. You got to put him in there. All right. A1 says, good luck this week, TD. Yes, sir, bruh. Jordan Pillar says, God bless you and yours, TD. Yes, sir, bruh. Appreciate that, Jordan. Chris Cofit says, what's up? What's up, bruh? What's going on? Ed Tay in the building. Yes, Ed Tay in the building. What's up, bruh? Chris Cofit says, I'm stacked with the exception of Puka. I got the option to flex Nick Westbrook in, or estimate or Dula. What you thinking? I'm stacked with the exception of Puka. What's wrong with Puka? Chris, let me look down at the bottom of the chat. In case you, what's wrong with Puka? Puka, you got to play Puka. Puka's healthy. He's good, right? I haven't seen anything. I'm sorry if I missed that information, but I haven't seen anything wrong with Puka. Out of those guys, at the flex between Westbrook and Keena, Estime and Adula, man, I'll probably go with Westbrook and Keena. But I like Estime. To me, I know he burned me last week, pause. But I like the opportunity of him being at the running back position, knowing that Sean Payton do anything at the running back position. Like he'll play Javonte one week, next week he'll sit Javonte. Maybe Estime get some work. Maybe they need him for the fourth quadrant for as real life football to try to win the division and make it to the playoffs. So I like Estime, but I got to go with Westbrook and Keena. He's had a touchdown in almost every single game, like the last 5 or 6 games. He's had a touchdown in. He's kind of that boom guy. I don't think he's super fast or anything, but the way he plays the position gives them that explosive ability for the Tennessee Titans. So I would say Westbrook and Keena, bro, out of those guys. So Westbrook and Keena, and then if you want to pivot to estimate, that's what I would do. I wouldn't play Abdullah. He's not going to get enough. Somebody's going to get those carries. It's not going to be him getting them all, but he will be catching passes. So in 4 PPR leagues, you could play Abdullah too. But I'm just going to say Westbrook and Keena. He said just the matchup with the Eagles. Oh, no, man. I wouldn't. I know, yes, it is a tough matchup, but don't overthink it. He might not go for 30, 40 points, but he's still going to get a lot of targets. And all you need is one big play from Puka. So you got to play Puka. Do not sit Puka. And I'm pretty sure you're not going to sit Puka. You're just saying that you need some boom potential playing against the Eagles. All right. Charlene says, how long can I keep a player on IR before I put him on my bench? I think you can keep him on IR the whole time, but I think it'll lock your roster if the IR tag removes and you still have him there. I think it'll lock your roster where you won't be able to make any moves, and you would have to get him off the IR before you make any moves. But so I've seen people where they fine with it because their team is already set, and so they just gonna go ahead and keep that guy in IR even though he's not out. I've seen people do that before. I don't think it's cheating because I like that it locks your roster, so you got to make that decision of what you want to do. To me, I'm not a micromanager of like a comment. Like I'm not gonna go in and say, hey, you need to remove that guy off there. Nah, I don't do that. If the platform allows you to do it, I say do it. Bill Devoted says, blessings, TD. The morning lives are really dope. Gets the day started right. I said what I said. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, guys. And I'm ordering me a mic. I got an iPhone. I'm gonna plug the mic in through my iPhone. Maybe the sound will get better. But sometimes, guys, I just want y'all to always understand that it's a process on YouTube. You know, I gotta get subscribers. I gotta do these type of lives. The other lives, y'all may like them, but y'all don't care if I stay at 3,000 subscribers. And I'm talking about I'm gonna do this I can't do this full time with 3,000 subscribers. So I have to grow, and the only way that I can grow is I have to do these streams through my phone because I get 10 to 15 subscribers every time I do it this way. But when I do it through my phone, when I do it through my desktop, I might be live for 3 hours and get 1 subscriber or none. I can't do that. It's a waste of time. So. Yes, sir, bro. I love the morning lives myself. When I don't have work, I can do the morning lives. Ivan, what's up, bro? I tried to call you the other day, man. I was trying to link up and get a plan for us to do a show together. He said, TD, what's good, brother? Eric says, can we go back to the well with A Rich? Yes. I've been there, bro. Never left the well. Never left the well. Just like Daniel Jones. I know a lot of you might say, well, TD, Daniel Jones, but as soon as it hit, ain't nobody gonna have nothing to say. Things change. Look at Sam Darnold. I'm looking at Daniel Jones as I think he can play, but he lost it in New York. They had to move on. That's everything is the right move that's going on. Good job from Daniel Jones. Good job, Giants. It could have been a little bit earlier, but I still think it worked itself out. And I think Daniel Jones needs to go somewhere and go to quarterback school. You've seen people do it. You've seen who was that doing to Kansas City? Jameis Winston went to Sean Payton and Drew Brees and learned how to play under control a little bit more. He also got laser surgery. Sometimes you just got to step back off the starting platform for a while and work on yourself. And that's what Daniel Jones needs to do, because to me, man, he makes goofy mistakes. And I'm going to call him goofy right now. Not goofy, I'm disrespecting him, because Daniel Jones is a superior athlete. I don't disrespect people who better athletes than me just because I'm a consumer. A lot of you do that. I'm not a fan that way. I respect the game. I respect the players. But I'm going to call his ass out about those turnovers, and he won't throw the ball deep. It's goofy. Like, you come on there, you got to push the ball down the field to Malik Neighbors, and you got to hit him when he's open. So you're gonna have to work on that, bro, before you get another starting role. So yeah, A Rich is fine. A Rich is fine, man. I think you can start him for the rest of the year. I don't want to start a defense against no A Rich. Listen, I got Detroit defense. I'm not starting them. They might come out and shut him down. It could happen. Or he can go out there and have 25, 30 points again, and they can go down to as a good game, and we don't know who's going to win. I won't be surprised if Colts win this game. The Colts is not bad when A. Richards are playing on schedule. So that's my 2 cents on that. Jay Moore said, "What's good, bro? Been waiting for the live." Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, you know, some people like the live, some people like the videos. Some people say the lives are too long. Some people say the videos are good. The sound on the lives are off, but the video, it's just a lot, man. So I try to give everybody a little bit of something until I fine tune everything together. Like I said, I'm ordering mic, man. I want stuff to be better for y'all, so y'all can process the information and don't have to listen to bad lives or sounds when the sound is off. Arthur Myers, what's up, bro? That's my homie right there, always supporting the channel. He says, "What's up, TD? I'm starting Kenneth Walker and James Conner. Should I flex Kyron Williams or Brian Robinson Jr.?" Bro, this is what I think you need to have Kyron Williams, even though it's a tough matchup. Tough matchup doesn't tell me not to play my starting running back. Look at Jalen Warren. Look at Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb had a tough matchup. He still got home with the touchdowns. Jalen Warren still got home, even though he's playing Cleveland. It was a bad weather game, and we know Cleveland could be susceptible to the run, but still, we didn't think that Jalen Warren was going to do what he did. So I'm saying, man, I think you have to put Kyron Williams in your lineup and Brian Robinson. The guy that I would want off my team, bro, I don't want the headache. I would try to trade Kenneth Walker. If you can't, that's fine. I'm not going to tell you to sit him, because you can't sit him either. You can't sit any starting running back on the team. I'm not sitting no starting running back unless it's like a running back is only getting like 8 carries. But if you're getting 15 to 20 touches, I'm starting you. That's just me. And let's the scoring format tell me not to start it. Like, oh, you're not gonna get points for this, this, and this. But yeah, man, I think should I flex Kyron Williams or Brian Robinson? Kyron Williams, even over Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson Jr. got a great matchup. He has to be on the field, man. But you got to respect what Kyron is. You can't go off, well, he ain't been playing good the last couple of weeks. That has nothing to do with it. Kyron is still the elite running back. He ain't playing bad. He had a fumble like a couple of weeks ago, but he only had like one fumble the whole year. You have to play Kyron. You have to play Brian Robinson. So I always say, try to find a way to get those guys in your lineup. But out of those two guys, just to give you the straight answer that you're looking for, Brian Robinson Jr. got the best matchup against the Dallas Cowboys, who's giving the run game up. But if that's what you want to do, you do it. I still think you could go back and regret sitting Kyron. Charlene says Arbery or Serbert. I don't know how you call it, Siebert. I'm going with Arbery. Arbery is a monster. Arbery doesn't get the opportunities, but an accurate kicker, Siebert gets opportunity but has a bye week 14. I'm just going to say Arbery. I'm sorry. I'm going to step back on this one. I'm not into the kickers like that. I get my kicker and I'm just gonna play him. Young Ho cool. I play him every week and I go get if he on the bye, I go pick somebody up and keep it moving. A top offense. I don't overthink kickers. I'm not gonna act like that's the right strategy. I just keep it simple when it comes to kickers because I'm not really into the kickers. I don't even play in a lot of kicker leagues, but when I do get invited to them, I will play them. I won't complain. So maybe somebody at chat help Charlene out with the kicker question. Thomas says, "What up, boss? PPR pick 2 rest of the season. Coker, Elijah Moore, Pop Douglas, Kendrick Bourne. I kind of like Coker. I do too. I'm gonna say Pop Douglas and Coker. Pop Douglas and Coker." Thomas says, "I've been on the Taysom Hill train for a minute. Grabbed him in Dynasty 2 years ago. Good job, bruh. What's up, Tron? Tron Force in the building." Charlene says, "If I drop a kicker, my teammates would pick him up. Facts. My teammates are scared of me." Right. My league mates are scared of me. Right. Charlene says, "Trades are over with." Okay. Gotcha. I got a couple dynasty leagues. We can trade up into the playoffs start. When the playoffs start, then there's no trading. Game over. What's up, Game Over? He said start Stafford or Richardson full PPR. That's tough. I'm going with Richardson. I think Stafford, the weapons that he's got, I think he's great. But Philadelphia, that defense is the best defense in the NFL right now, today. That's why everything changes each week. It's kind of like life, man. Like this is a new year. We're coming into a new year. What happened in last year really has a real. It's light. Like I don't worry about the past. So right now that defense is good, but I'm starting Puka and I'm starting Cup regardless. And Matthew Stafford is an okay start. But when you put Anthony Richardson in here with their upside and the matchup that Stafford is facing, A. Rich is the guy. A. Rich is the guy, and we splitting hairs here because both of these guys are stars for me. But we splitting hairs. But I'm going with A. Rich. I'm going with the upside, the Russian upside. Charlene says, "Glad to see Chubb doing well." Yes. Chubb is a beast, man. He's built different. He don't drink, none of that. Great guy. He's never wavered, man. Everybody know what Chubb is. Everybody, even though they might say stuff about Chubb, everybody respects Chubb. He's strong. He's a great. He works out all the time. I mean, he's a great father. Chubb is a great guy. John says, "I'm moving on from my kicker Moody with Purdy out." Purdy is out. I thought he was gonna be out. That's good because that ain't good. I'm not talking about Purdy, but I needed a quarterback. I got outbidded by Tommy DeVito. I needed another quarterback to start this week at the Superflex. So I'm getting the backup quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Would you pick up Eagles kicker Jake Elliott or Seattle? I would go with the Eagles kicker, knowing that the defense that they playing is good. Like the Rams defense is pretty good. So when they get down there, hopefully when they don't score the touchdown, they kick the field goal. As long as it's an elite offense, brother, a good offense, and you know they're gonna be scoring at least 21 points, a kicker is fine. They can at least hopefully you get 2 field goals. That's a good average week for a kicker. Eli says, "Should De'Aaron Fox leave Sacramento?" It's up to him, man. You seen Damian Lillard left Portland, so maybe he needs to leave Sacramento to go try to win a championship. Maybe go to the Lakers or something. Thomas says, "Fun fact on Jalen Coker, the last game played, he had 36% first read shares." Okay, so he was dropping back. He was the #1 target and 30% target share. Okay. Kansas City gives up the second most versus the slot. They do. Slots and tight ends, they give it up there. Yeah, I like Coker, man. I think he's a good, fine start this week in with all these bye weeks. I think he's solid start. Thomas says, "The alpha numbers in a horrible offense, though." That's alpha numbers in a horrible offense, though. Right. Tron says, "My running backs are Barkley, Monty, and Mostert. Since I need more RB depth, someone dropped Tajay Spears. Is he worth a waiver pickup?" Yes, he's worth a waiver pickup. Any running back that's starting and getting targets like that and getting carries, like 10 to 12, they always worth the pickup. You never know what can happen to Pollard. Now, he's got a concussion problem with Tajay Spears, but eventually, I believe he's going to be out there getting targets and stuff, and you're going to want to have him, especially if you got some guys on the bye week, like week 14 or something. Elisa says, "Good morning, TD Standard. Knicks or Murray?" I think I'm going with Murray. Yeah, I'm going with Murray. I'm going with Murray over Knicks. Knicks, the offense does run through him. You know what? I'm gonna go back on that. I like Murray's a start. I love Murray, but Knicks, man, that offense runs through him. He's the bell cow. He's the bell cow running back, and he's throwing the passes. Nobody else we really can rely on. Cortland Sutton, we like him. We like him at good matchups. We like Javante at certain matchups. But Bo Nix seems to be the guy that when they win, he's the one that's a top 5 quarterback or top 12. So I'm gonna say Bo Nix over Kyler Murray slightly off the hair off of my chinny chin chin. Jay Moore says, love the Christian Watson boom capability on him in both leagues. Right. Facts, Jay Moore. Facts. Alicia says, half point PPR, Jennings or Quentin Johnson. You got to go with Jennings. Got to go with Jawan Jennings. Well, wait a minute. Purdy is out. Quentin Johnson. I'm sorry. Purdy is out. I got to remember that. Purdy is out. I knew he probably was going to have a chance, but I thought they was going to wait till Sunday to announce it. I didn't know they announced it right now. So yeah, but you got to go with Quentin Johnson with Purdy being out. I'm not playing anybody's. Maybe CMC. That's the only guy that I'm playing. I had a situation where I got a friend of mine, man, he's really good at fantasy. I'll say that, but he can find sleepers. And Jawan Jennings hit the waivers in one of our leagues, and somebody picked him up, and he came to me. He was like, "Hey man, bro, you slipped. You didn't get Jennings. You hit the number 1. You didn't even play defense." And I was like, "Nah, I didn't look at the wide receiver because my wide receivers are deep. I got really great wide receivers." But I was kind of mad because it could have been Tyreek Hill. It could have been somebody else that saw you. You have to pay attention. But I was like, "Man, I don't want Jennings." He was like, "Bro, you don't want Jennings?" I'm like, "Nah, just too many mouths to feed on that offense." So I'm just giving y'all that story and letting y'all know, like, sometimes even though somebody is really good and they playing good, sometimes it ain't made for you. It's still to me, Jennings. It's still too many, like Debo, CMC, Ricky Pearsall, George Kittle. I just don't feel great about Jennings as in me wanting him on my team. But far as a start, he's a start every week when Brock Purdy is there. So I just want to give y'all that background and let y'all know how sometimes you got to say, even though a guy's out there and he's the number 1 wide receiver on the team, he might not be made for your team. He might not have an optimal way to scoring points. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an optimal way of scoring points. I feel good about it. I know they're going to target him, and he don't have to compete for it. So that's what I wanted to say. But yeah, let's go with Quentin Johnson, Elisa. Martin Torres, appreciate you, bro. Always supporting the channel. Jay Moore says, let's continue to grow the channel, everybody. Hit the like button. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Duncan says, word up. What's up, Duncan? Tom Burton in the house. He said, Badula at estimate or Roshan Johnson have 0.25 PPR despite with the bye weeks. Thanks for your advice. That's tough, man. Me, if I had those 3 players, I probably would put Estime in. But I'm trying to find a reason to get a doula in there. I want to make sure that Zamir White and Alexander Madison is out. If Zamir White and Alexander Madison is out, I feel good about Adula getting 5 or 6 catches and maybe 10 carries. Roshan, he's gonna get. I think he's gonna get a goal line touch. He's been getting goal line touches. Sometimes DeAndre Swift come out and don't catch the pass or get the big play, and Roshan Johnson gets the easy fall-in touchdown. I guess I'm gonna say a doula for right now. Maybe tomorrow, bro. After I find out some more information, I might tell you to change that. But right now, let's go with a doula with his pass catching ability in 4 PPR and he's going to get 10 carries, which is going to give you about a couple points with the 0.25. Maybe do you 2 or 3 points with that if he get 10 to 12 carries. So let's say a doula for right now, bro. Great question though, Tom. Duncan says, is Will Levis at home versus the Jaguars week 14 a decent or good play, or hell no, 6-point pass and touchdown? No, bro, if you got somebody else. If that's the only player that you got, then that's fine. You just playing that strategy, that's fine. I would rather you go to somebody else. I would rather that you play somebody else. But if he's your only guy, I wouldn't worry about it. I keep it moving. It ain't terrible, but it's not optimal. Ed Tate says, I like how you are the only fantasy person that talk about the boom players. I do. Because I don't know if it's just my league, but those are guys that win. That's how you win. You got to score the most points. It ain't who had the best average points. It's that boom. It's a difference between players who can score 40 points in a week and players that average 15 per week. If you average 15 per week, you are a good, safe play. That's good. I like that. But I'm going to have a position on my starting roster where I got a guy who can boom for 40 points. And if he can do that 3 or 4 times in a year, I'm going to win those 3 or 4 games. And I'm going to be up there ready to compete for a championship. Because he can do it in the fantasy football playoffs. And that's why I talk about fourth quadrant. If you boom in that fourth quadrant, that is elite. That's like being okay all year and you get in the playoffs in baseball and you hitting home runs. Man, people are like, hey, he didn't have a great regular season, but when the playoffs, he was elite. So you're going to get a deal next year. A team going to pick you up just in case they make it to the playoffs and they want you to play like that. That's why I like boom players. You can talk about all these safe players giving you 15 points every week, and then I get a backup running back that booms in the playoffs. I think this guy's more important to my team than the guy that was safe because I won the championship. That's how I see it. And that's why I want boom players. But don't get it twisted. I need 15-point guys too that are safe. Of course, I'm drafting those guys. Marah, like to me, he's more of like a safe guy, but he can boom too, right? So I like guys, but of course I like Jamar Chase. Of course I like Tyreek Hill because they can boom. Now I didn't draft Jamar Chase this year because I didn't know about Joe Burrow, his health. He said you need to have a spot for them players on your team. I said what I said. Right, Ed Tay. Facts. Galaxy says Jaguars winning next week. No cap. You could be right, man. It's the NFL. Galaxy says Tennessee Titans are trash. They got a good defense, but they still need to work on their offense. Thomas, okay, we can do that. Martin Castillo says TD. Need a flex. Reed, Ridley, Worthy. And if Neighbors doesn't play, who can I plug in out of this 3? Cutting edge content. Yes, sir, Martin. I'm gonna say Ridley over Reed and Worthy. I'm gonna go with Ridley. Remember, he's the quickest to the targets. He's getting that as our brother said earlier, Thomas, his read share is high. When they drop back, they looking at Ridley first. So that's another like a good analytics to bring in. But I don't need to see. I already know that because I know he's the number 1 wide receiver, and I know Ridley and I know how they play. But that is a good stat. So I would play Ridley over Reed. Christian Watson, I'm not saying he hurts Reed, but he's trending. So Jordan Love gonna try to go to Watson. Not saying Reed won't get a play, and not saying Reed won't be a top 24 guy, but I think this is more of a Watson week. We kind of we worry about the other wide receivers. We think that Watson might continue to boom into the fourth quadrant of the season. So that's why I would kind of bring Reed down a little bit, but I still think he's a good play. And Worthy, I do like where you're going. They need somebody to push the defense back. They need to hit on some big plays. So I like that you mentioned Worthy, but I'm going with Ridley over those guys. What up, Jamie? What's up, bruh? Ronald says, what's good? New to the channel. Do you like Neighbors or Hop this week? I like Neighbors over Hop, but with Neighbors going through this injury, I will have to go to Hop. I hope I didn't mean to fruit salad that, but I'm gonna let you know whenever Neighbors is healthy, you need to play him. Now, when we go out here and see Tommy DeVito miss him a bunch of times, if he's healthy or when he gets healthy, then that's different. We'll move on from that. But Whenever Neighbors is healthy, man, he's a must start. You got to play that potential, and he's gonna get hyper targeted. Tommy DeVito knows what type of talent that Neighbors is. D Hop had a great matchup this week, so I would go with D Hop with Neighbors with that growing injury. He has the better matchup.
So Hop.
Over Neighbors. Even if Neighbors plays, man, I'm nervous. If he doesn't practice today, you can't play him. You can't play him tomorrow.
That's what I would say.
Thomas says Adula put up 14 fantasy points week 5 versus Denver. He did, but that's a long time ago. That's a long time ago. Tron says our trade deadline is November the 30th. That's a good one. I like that one. Arthur says, thanks, bro. Anytime. Anytime. Jamie says, I gave you some bad info and the other day. Gonzalez will cover Tyreek. Oh, that's good, bro. You didn't give out no bad information. Gonzalez will cover Tyreek most of the game, so Waddle can be a good play this week. He even shadows Hill into the slot on a few snaps. Okay. Gonzalez ain't ready for Tyreek though. So I still think Waddle is one of my streamers or starts of the week. I like Waddle. I would play Waddle. If I got Waddle on my team in a flex. That's like leaving room for a boom play. That's what I would do with Waddle. I would put him in as a flex. Thomas says, bring back my Sonics. You know what, bro? They might do that because them jerseys was fire. Somebody might create a team. Maybe LeBron James might bring back the Sonics. Maybe they might be the Las Vegas Sonics or something.
Thomas said, we got screwed.
Martin says, bruh, Josh Allen on the bye. Who can I start? Stafford, DeVito, Allen, the guy from San Francisco. I will go with Stafford. Bruh. It's a bye week, so it don't gotta be pretty. And I'd rather roll with Stafford playing a tough matchup than a lot of other quarterbacks, especially when you got Puka and Cooper Kupp and Kyron Williams. So I'm gonna say Stafford all day. Easy. Conscious Machine, what's up, bro? He says, good morning. About to head out to the grocery store. Head to pop in and hit the like button. Yes, sir, bro. Appreciate you. Thomas says, better stash rest of the season, Bigsby or Roshan? I would say Bigsby. MVM, what's up? He said, who should I
Start on the flex, Jennings, Tracy, or JSN? I'm going with
JSN, man. I think
I'm going with JSN.
I need to make a video on JSN. I think JSN is going to be a 4th quadrant winner. I think JSN is going, and I did that video last week. JSN is going to be a 4th quadrant winner. That target ratio changed. I told you cannot put that back in the box. Once you take that toy out and you cut them zip ties off, you're gonna have to go buy you some zip ties, and you still tool the cardboard, so you can't put it back in the box. When JSN went off that week when DK was out, DK is no longer going to get everything. It's going to be like, okay, DK, we're going to try to hit you for some deep plays or some big plays, but JSN going to get targeted underneath 10 times. So JSN, to me, I would play JSN over Tracy. I love Tracy matchup this week, and I like Tracy playing, but I got to go with JSN in full PPR. If it was half-point PPR, I would go with Tracy over JSN. But full PPR, I'll go with JSN. Country Machine says Kittle, Otten, Watson, full PPR, 1 tight end, 1 flex needed. I would go with Otten and Watson for the flex for the boom potential. MVA says Herbert or JD5. I'm going with Herbert.
I'm going with Herbert. I'm going with Herbert.
Herbert?
Thomas says Zamir White
or Madison are both out. Right. But that Adula ain't getting all the carries. Adula is not getting all the carries. So I just don't want to go, oh, Adula, yup, top 12. I can't do that. But he's going to catch a lot of passes. That's why I feel great with him. If you're full PPR, Adula catching 6 or 7 passes, that looks optimal. Tron, Constant Machine said, I think they are doubtful, but seems likely. Tom says, thank you, brother. He says your morning shows are awesome. Thank you, thank you. Charlene says a loaded question. Your thoughts on Taysom and Thielen? That's not loaded. Taysom all day. No Thielen. Taysom. It's that simple.
I'm not saying
Thielen is chopped liver. I just when I see Taysom, I'm well, guess especially when it comes to Thielen. Sometimes, guys, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you something, Charlene. I'm gonna tell a lot of these people. I'm gonna teach y'all something. Thielen might go out and kill it. Guess what? I don't care. I can't do that. If you sit around and look for every single thing to be something, you ain't gonna grab onto nothing. Like, right? So when I go and look for a car, I already know what cars I'm kind of looking. It might be three different cars. I might want a Hummer, I might want a Jeep, and I might want a convertible. I'm not. Don't take me over there to them SUVs. Don't take me to them motorcycles. I can't because those could be good cars too. But I got to get what I'm focused on. I'm focused on Taysom. I know what he is. I'm gonna play it. Adam Thielen, if he hits, I'm sorry guys. I'm not God. I don't know every single person, and I'm not saying y'all saying do you know about Thielen. I'm just trying to teach you how to focus on certain players and be on those guys because there's always somebody that's gonna come up and score a lot of points. That's why I didn't talk about MVS for 2 weeks. But now he did it. He did it back to back. I have to mention him to provide content. But just mention him just because he had one good game, I'm not doing that. Because you're gonna be picking up a lot of people all the time, and they really ain't gonna have any substance. Sometimes they might have substance, sometimes they won't. Just focus on guys that like I'm focused on Taysom Hill. So that's hopefully you know kind of what I'm saying. Like don't every time a player goes off or get ready to come back off an injury, that doesn't mean that he's going to be optimal and he's going to boom. So I'm not playing no Adam Thielen over no Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill all day, Charlene. Thomas says they both have a D and 0 points next to their name, so I'm pretty sure they're out. Conscious says it's all about 30 points, 40 points, right? Conscious says 10 years ago I drafted for consistency and never won shit. There you go. Now for the last 10 years, I'm competitive every year because you're trying to get them boom players. Shawnee says, I like TD because he talks about fourth quadrant players that no one talks about. Right. Facts. I've been playing for 30 years. Yep, but you and Conscious Machine and Charlene have been playing this game for a long time, a lot longer than me. Now I've been watching I've been watching football as long as they've been playing it. But as far as playing fantasy, no. They the GOATs. Thomas says you like NWI for a boom. Who's NWI? I'm not good with these acronyms, brother. I go through them at work with IT. So and I'll be like, what is that acronym? But NWI had to pick him up for Dynasty to cover bye week. Guys, let me know who NWI is.
Oh, Ness.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. Nick, Westbrook, and Keener. For boom, had to pick him up in Dynasty cover. Yeah, I like him. Because you got to. So if you got to pick somebody up, man, that's a great guy to pick up and play on a bye week. Martin Castillo says, should I drop Christian Watson for Deontay Johnson, bro? Hell no. Not for no Deontay Johnson. Christian Watson over Deontay Johnson. Christian Watson over Deontay Johnson. Charlene says, and honey touches. Right. Facts. Dean James Talley in the building. What's up, bro? He said, what's up, TD? Pick your top 2 DSTs for playoffs. Whew. Bro, I ain't even went. I might not be able to give you an answer because I'm not going to go and speculate. But let me see here.
I think I like
Like the Cardinals. I'm just gonna say the Cardinals for right now. But bro, I'm gonna make a video on that. Defenses that I like for the playoffs. I already had that, but I'm gonna write it down to make sure I don't forget, guys, because I come up with so many topics I forget. Playoff DSTs.
playoff DST.
Jay Moore says, really prefer playing running backs over wide receivers, but who would you play? Watson over, have Neighbors, Ridley at wide receiver, and 2 flex spots. Stevenson and Bucky also have QJ. And I'm going to tell you, you right. those running backs you have, you can't play those wide receivers over. I like what you're saying, bro. You always play the running back because he can get the fall in touchdown, the honey touch. We just talked about it. The running backs get those honey touches. They get down there, a pick happen, they down on the 3-yard line. The running back getting the ball 9 times out of 10. So, play Watson over. I have Neighbors and Ridley at wide receiver. If Neighbors doesn't practice today, you could put Watson in over Neighbors. You could do it for Ridley, but I wouldn't do it. I would prefer to play Ridley. And at the 2 flex spots, you got to play Stevenson and Bucky. You can't put Watson over Stevenson and Bucky. So I think you already know the answer, bro. Yeah, maybe over Neighbors if he doesn't practice.
Got another super chat.
Chat from the one and only Thomas. Appreciate you, bro. He said reason for Demario Douglas over Elijah Moore rest of the season because Drake May is an evolving wide receiver. To me, the Cleveland Browns has too many mouths to feed. I like Jerry Jeudy looks good. Cedric Tillman can come back off the concussion. You still got Njoku. It's just a lot of guys over there. To me, with Demario Douglas, yeah, you can name guys, but Demario Douglas, who's the other guy? Demario Douglas, it's another guy that's getting some targets. Hunter Henry, Demario Douglas, Hunter Henry. And I'm not even really big on Kendrick Bourne. Demario Douglas, to me, is the main guy. Keyshawn Butte. So it's only 3 guys. Demario Douglas is the PPR monster. I'm playing Pop Douglas, and I like him for the rest of the season because Drake May is getting better. So
Drake May,
he could be a 4th quadrant league winner. He might go out and rush for 80 yards and throw for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then he's the number 1 quarterback. Be looking for that. So don't be careful with Drake May sitting out there on your waivers.
yeah, Bourne. And I don't.
Bourne is okay. But I think Keyshawn Butte and Pop Douglas and Hunter Henry are the guys. Let's see. Connor says draft Bo Jackson. Yes, sir. Bo Jackson is a monster. He might get in the Hall of Fame. The way he was just so special and how that injury messed up his career. Jamie says Jordan Pickens is Bo Jackson's nephew. Didn't know that. Okay. Thomas says someone dropped Chris Olave. Is he worth a 8?
Worth a 8.
12 waiver claim, and throw him in my RR and any hope for him? Yes, I think he's worth that. At the 8-12, yes, go get him. If you got the 8th priority, make that move. Pick him up. He shouldn't be out there on your waivers. Because then you
don't know what's going to happen.
The Saints could make a playoff push. So, yeah, I agree with that. Pick him up. Cat for Life says, hey, bro, good morning. Just traded my Dobbins and AR5 for JSN and Knicks. I like that because I know that Knicks is like the bell cow for his team, for the Denver Broncos. JSN is the league winner. I need 2 out of 4. Abdullah, McMillan, Dale, or Schumacher. I'm going with Abdullah and Dale.
Abdullah and Dale.
Yep. I like that move. I don't like that you got rid of AR, but you made up for it. Like, just because I like a player don't mean he can't be traded. But if you do trade him, make sure you get something. You didn't do Trop Liver. You got Bo Nix, who's trending. That's sneaky. Oh, Bo Nix, he ain't AR. Oh, okay. That's what you think. And then you got JSN. Bro, I think you killed it. I'm going to get at an A-. I don't give out, especially when you trade players that I like. I usually can't rank them high. Bro, you did a good job. That's a great trade, Cat for Life. Charlene says, while the weather is getting cooler, JSN is heating up. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Zach says, add Hopkins, Demario Douglas, or Warren for Roschon Johnson, or Roschon Johnson or Bateman. For Roschon Johnson or Bateman. I think for this week.
Okay, well, it ain't.
Maybe it ain't for this week.
I think you need to add
Hopkins. I would want to add Hopkins. And and then you got to drop one of those guys. I probably would drop Bateman, because when are you going to ever be able to play Bateman and trust it?
So I would add
D Hop and drop Bateman, if that's what you're asking. I think that's the question that you're asking. Zach Seaman says, is DJ Moore droppable? No. Thomas says, all right, then I'm going to the waivers and grabbing Pop and dropping Moore right now. DJ Moore, whoo. Listen, he's a drop because he ain't playing good, but it ain't him, it's just the offense. But whoo. That's your decision, man. I can't tell you to drop DJ Moore. To me, I just hold on to him. When you draft bad players, but they like quote unquote the number one, I just hold on to them, especially if I'm making a playoff push.
Tron says I need
two wide receivers and a flex. Tyreek, Cup, Hop, McLaurin. So you need two wide receivers and a flex. I'm gonna go with Tyreek, JSN,
and Cup.
Tyreek Hill, JSN,
and Cup. And then we getting a little
cute when it comes to JSN, but I'm willing to get cute when it comes to JSN. Pause. I'm playing JSN over McLaurin and D Hop. I love McLaurin matchup this week against the Dallas Cowboys, but it is a rival game. So that's the conundrum that I would say I could be off on, but I like JSN over McLaurin and D Hop this week, even though D Hop got a great matchup against the Carolina Panthers. Tyreek, you got to play him just for the upside. The offense is getting better. Tua's getting more comfortable coming off the concussion. Cup, even though he's playing against a tough matchup, which is the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's going to be probably going against Cooper DeJean, I don't think Cooper DeJean is ready for Cooper Cup. So you're going to
see this white boy on white boy
matchup, and they're going to be going at it. And I think Cooper Cup going to probably get the best of him because he's just a little bit more craftier. Cup is going to be in the slot a lot. So I would go with Cooper Cup, Tyreek Hill, and JSN. Tough question, bro. Good question, too. Jay Moore says, thanks for your honest opinion. I really appreciate it, bro. Yes, sir. You know I'll keep it 100. Ain't no cap in my rap. Ain't no cap in my rap. Tron says, I've been on a winning streak, so my league mates don't want to trade with me. I'm telling you, that's another thing. People always say, well, trade. Sometimes people don't want to trade. Sometimes you got to do it to make a trade happen. I get it. When you create content and you in leagues with your content people, it's hard to do trades too. Nicholas McCarthy says, should I start Bucky and Rashad versus the New York Giants or swap one for Downs versus the Jets? I think you should start Bucky. Yes, I think you should start both. Good job, bro. Yes, I think you should start both. If you can. Or swap one with Downs versus the Jets. Is Downs going against the Jets? I don't think Downs is going against the Jets. I think Downs is going against the Detroit Lions. I like Downs going against the Lions. But I don't know if that's better than Rashad and Bucky because New York Giants is the weakest run defense in the NFL. So I would probably start Bucky and Rashad. Charlene says, I know Taysom Hill rest of the season. I would go with Taysom Hill over Otten. I love Otten. I think he's like a slot wide receiver, but you put him up against a league winner, in my opinion, and I'm going to go with Taysom. But I feel both of these guys are great keeps for the rest of the season.
Tim J says
Disley or Otten. Otten all day, Tim J, over Disley. Even though Will Disley had a good week last week, I'm still going with Otten. Jimmy TV says Levis could be a surprise quarterback in Week 12, given the matchup in Superflex League. Might be garbage time production with Tennessee chasing points. You're right. That's facts. That's facts.
Big Ham says
I was offered Isaiah Pacheco for Brian Thomas Jr. and Roshan Johnson. No, I wouldn't want to trade. I wouldn't want Isaiah Pacheco, bro.
I would rather keep Brian
Thomas Jr. on and stash him on my roster. I don't want Isaiah Pacheco. I just think Kareem Hunt's gonna get carries too.
Especially, why would you run him?
I mean, the playoffs ain't even started. Then in the real NFL playoff, I think Isaiah Pacheco is going to be good. But right now, why would you start running him off a broken foot when you have guys like Kareem Hunt who's been doing a good job? Jay Moore says, who you like more this week, Neighbors, MHJ Ridley, or Christian Watson? I was gonna say Neighbors until he got into the injury, but I would say Marvin Harrison Jr. Um, Now I will actually I'm gonna rank them this way. So take Neighbors out because of the injury. I'm gonna say Ridley, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Christian Watson. Ridley, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Christian Watson. Who got the biggest boom? Probably Marvin Harrison Jr. Probably Marvin Harrison Jr.
Jimmy says, how do you like Joni
Smith in a revenge game against the Pats. Man, listen, Joni was killing it, man. I just can't get to it. That's one of the guys that I just didn't draft, and I don't like the way he plays the game. It seems, but when you got Tyreek Hill and Waddle, you probably gonna be running wide open. So it is what it is.
I'm not big on Joni
Smith, but I think he's a great start. That me saying he's not, I don't like him as a player has nothing to do with him starting this week. He's been killing it, so he's a must start.
Shawnee says, thanks, TD,
for the educated knowledge. Anytime. Moore says, I like Neighbors a lot because of the targets, but is it really worth benching him despite the injury?
The injury is the only thing.
It ain't worth benching him if he was healthy. You cannot bench him if he was healthy. I like him because of the targets, but if he doesn't practice today, I can't play that. Not when I got other good players. Charlene says, I load up on the RBs when the weather gets cooler, right? Because it's cuffing season.
It's cuffing season.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in to Fantasy Good Sports. I'm gonna be doing some more. I'm gonna try to do a live later on tonight. I'm gonna try, but I got a lot of things going on, hanging out with friends and stuff, and so that's why I like to do them in the morning and get my video over it and get my day started. Morton says, TD, can I drop Deontay Johnson for Douglas? Yes, you can. You can drop Deontay Johnson. Yes. Nobody knows when to play him. And even if he boom into his consistency, into his consistent like 2 to 3 weeks, don't chase that. Don't chase that. It's almost like a flash. Oh, did you see it? I'm good. That don't turn me on to anything. Like, so if Deontay Johnson balls out this week, they'll be like, man, I made a mistake. No, you didn't. Who in the hell knows Deontay when he's gonna get consistent targets? It's a lot of guys on that team. So I don't chase guys that are in messy offenses unless they are a rookie and I think they're gonna boom. Like, I like Troy Franklin because he's young and he's growing. But if you are older wide receiver and there's a bunch of guys there and you're not really part of the offense like that, they don't need you to win, I'm not going to just to play you. Like MVS, I gotta mention him. I'm not gonna play him, but that doesn't mean that's just two different things. Like, he probably still can get a big play, but I just don't feel great about it. So I gotta be a great content creator, but I also gotta let y'all know what I would do, and then y'all make your own decisions, right?
All right, y'all guys
be safe. Peace.